driven was down here, because then when the Corona hit and everything, it sat down here until probably May, and then I took the rig back up north, took the engine out of it to get it freshened, to get ready to prep and get ready for drag week up there, and then when they called drag week, then I never put it back together. The engine was done, all the parts were sitting there, so like it just sat there in pieces. Yeah. Steve found an issue with lifters in another motor similar to this on this type of lifter, so he's bringing another set of lifters. We're just going to swap out the lifters. I mean, this has only been driven to loaded in the trailer, and whatever the issue is with those lifters obviously doesn't happen. So, but we changed. I mean, we changed first gear and we changed the rear gear to make it better on the highway and stuff. So as far as like keep the RPM down at 80 miles an hour. So so obviously now we got to test that to see if that is going to work the way that we think it will.
Lifter's on. Just an upgraded lifter that they're working on. So that's it. So this will be realistically the first time running this year. So we'll go out, put it on the trans brake, make sure the boost controller works, make sure everything is operating right, and then we'll give it a whirl.
What's that?
New shocks.
Redone. They fixed the bottom to where it's a dial instead of that stupid stick the little wrench in there thing. Oh, we're on the shocks.
I wondered how it was tight.
That's
already.
tight. 1.0's computer on it.
You
You got what tunes in it? 1.0s?
Yeah, I couldn't get it to run. Remember, I was screwing around with it, and I only had 1.0's laptop, so I had to download it, then reflash it, like to screw around with it to get the right tune up in it. So
Let me
So
get
you
a
put
red.
version 5 back in it.
well, I upgraded it to version 5, I think. Well, maybe it was on version 5, so I had to upgrade 1.0's laptop to version 5, I think, download the tune, and then put the tune in. Remember I was having all those issues with trying to get it started?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just software conflict, so updating software. So that's been a year since we ran this car, so just refresh your memory just a little bit, at least with the car. You do the engine all the time, that's not a problem, but the car and what we had going on with it. So last time we ran it was almost last time I was here, so it was a year ago next week.
When I put this back together, Steve had the laptop for this car, so I had 1.0's laptop and then had a problem getting it started, so I used 1.0's laptop, different version of the software, so I was able to pull it out, but then I had to upgrade the software and then put it back in. So now I think what happened is possibly I upgraded the firmware in the computer, and that's on the other laptop that's home for 1.0. Steve brought 2.0's laptop, so now he's upgrading the software to the version 6 software or whatever in the computer, so then you can pull the data out of this and then put it back in. So minor issues, I suppose. So, but it's when you didn't have the right laptop and then I was trying to get it running. Well,
You got to zero this or no?
so no.
Yeah, the laptop is. So I downloaded new software, the updated version, and it has a firmware update that has to go along with it. So now I got the software loaded in. Now I need to upgrade the firmware. So I got another half hour sitting here waiting. So, but I get it.
Want you to crank it? Or? Now this is how it sounded when I first put it together. It went to do it. I pulled the data out of the laptop, out of the computer, and then I put it back in, and then it fired up. No, it just didn't build boost, and then it was smoking some of the fittings loose over here.
A little bit of a leak here. Is that hot?
Yeah, it's hotter than 130.
130 is pretty hot, but I would say it's maybe hotter than that. Yeah. Are you restricting that converter to bring it up or not?
Yeah, a little bit.
So it'll build heat quite quick, but it's funny the gauge is saying something different.
Well, the gauge is down here though, so I gotta figure out why when it was in race mode it didn't. It wasn't building boost. It also didn't get. It didn't go on the chip, so the rev limiter. So. Freshly put back together, so first time trying it out since taking everything apart, fixing it or whatever, making some changes to it and freshening everything and putting it all back together. So growing pains.
Yeah, I think everything's okay, so we'll did what it's supposed to, so we'll go out. See if it does what it's supposed to.
Testing is today, starting at 10. I think it's 2 o'clock. Just the normal gremlins. Everything was apart getting freshened, and we put everything together, put it in the trailer, and didn't put on a chip, didn't do any of the normal stuff. We just made sure it ran on gas, pulled it in the trailer, and then you get down here and you think you've done something 100 times, so everything will work the same. Well, you run into those gremlins, and that's what we ran into today. Is just like little things like just triggers and stuff like that, and boost control and stuff. But we think that we got all that stuff sorted out now, and now
Probably not.
Steve decided to play with the wheelie bars. So normal stuff, but I mean we're about that point. The last couple of things. If we were testing tomorrow, we'd be in perfect timing, hopefully. So, and then we can work towards all the other changes we made to the car to go down the track, and then see what that stuff and the data gives us. So, always fun, and that's a lot of times, like when you prepare for something and you show up to an event, sometimes it looks easy. This is the hard part of it all, of it, is you're sitting at the track all day, screwing around with everything to try and get all the bugs worked out, so that when you do show up to something, you don't look like a complete idiot, and half the time we still look like that. So.
That's slow. But it should have been slow. That's alright. Looked real slow. 116. That's just junk. That's alright. Just want to go down the track.
First one's in the book, so went down, didn't shake rattle. I'm sure it was slow as hell, but
How did it feel?
good. Like I said, I would have taken it further. I just got out of it because it's like probably slow. So like whatever, why even mess with it? I mean, especially on a day like today or whatever. Like I mean, we can turn around quicker, the less distance I go and look at things and play around. I mean, I don't even know if I went 300 foot. So, but would have went right down Broadway. So. Which is pretty good when you just slapped everything back together again.
About 5 to 6 pounds of boost on the launch, and another 5 degrees, 6 degrees of timing out of it.
Oh, well, what you launched with the boost was?
Should have been 14 if you held on.
Gotcha.
I just put a little bit of timing in it, and moved my launch RPM up 150. That's it. So just make little increments, just see what it does. We got time. Just keep on learning. I haven't raised the boost up any yet, so we'll get there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a little better.
Start spinning down there, you think?
Huh?
Did it start spinning down there?
No. No, I don't think so. Sounded right.
Normally the first couple runs of the year don't go that slow. Maybe our new sneak up on the approach is working. Still smooth.
Did exactly what I wanted to. Only went 112, 290, but whatever. Still have nothing in it.
So it did 290 to 330?
Huh?
What did it do? 290 to the 330?
290, 330, yeah. But we're still only 38 pounds of boost out there. It's not going to go super fast. But
38, how far in?
2.
Give it another try. Baby steps.
Right.
Lucky number 3.
Baby steps, Bob. Baby steps. Apparently, it turned on the, I don't know what it is. When you go, your time slips can be all jacked up because they had to let go of the button to go back on. Alright, alright.
like with that leave, it should have coasted to a 6. Like, I didn't throw the chutes till the quarter just to let it roll all the way through. But it was rocking in there, so that's why I thought, whatever. I thought it should have just activated it and everything should have worked fine. Guess not. Perfect.
He left for the 48.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's why it's down on mile an hour.
That'll do.
That'll do, Jake. That'll do. 417. It's just, we have so much less power in it. I mean, so much less power in it than before.
Get off, Steve.
Yeah. I think we've just tried to kill this thing too hard. We can go faster than that. I think we'll go with this next pass and just keep on steaming it. It looked good, straight. Wasn't shaking, wasn't doing anything. We'll just keep on steaming up on it. Looks like he must have lifted just a little bit before the 8th.
Yeah, I was out there and I'm like, well, how far do I want to go? And whatever. I'm like, yeah, all feels good. Like, just coast through the 8th. And
Yeah.
yeah, we got great data. Like, I mean, so far, like, I couldn't be happier with where we're at. So, like I said, changing the stuff around we changed in the car for everything to be going smoothly and just building on it. Like, it's going great. So, one more try to whittle at it, and then one more try to whittle at it, and then we'll see what happens.
I know.
What's that?
You know he's in here. I just thought you were talking to yourself. Like,
I was.
Everything going down the track this evening. Back to 3 and 4 for 3 tires. 5 and 6 for 6 tires.
better, but not what I was expecting. Just a little bit. I'll take a look at it.
Being goofy or whatever, so then I'm like, don't know, so like that I know that I lifted, and then I did bury my foot again though, but
it was just a little bit better, so wherever you lifted in here would probably make the difference if you lifted it.
Yeah, it was definitely before the 8, so it's probably solid back into it because I got to the 8.
I still left nice, did everything right. Get back into it when you saw the marker. Yeah, so, alright.
Well, like when everything's fine or whatever, then I'm like, alright, and I just landed it to make sure that it was me the last time, and it is going to show full out.
Yeah, no, it only stayed in it less than 2 seconds.
It's only 40% throttle.
No, like that.
That'd be more normal.
That, like, mentally, like I knew I was lifting. Like I I was seeing my foot lift. Like,
Well, that's pretty obvious. And then you thought about it a minute or two, and then
then I said, maybe it'll be all right. Let me just make sure I can show Bert how it works.
Yeah.
What the hell? Now you're using methanol? Burning methanol?
Oh, I put some Q16 in there.
Yep, yeah, we had a pretty successful day. I mean, that's we made quite a few changes, and normally when we have those changes, I mean, we struggle for a while trying to get everything sorted out to act right. And obviously today, I mean, we were able to it took us a while to get everything going in the morning and get everything working. But then once we had it working, as far as the track part of it, I mean, it was nice. We were able to just sneak up on things with it and make whatever a gradual climb with every one of them. That last run out there, whatever, like we had. It must have just been loaded up or something, and then obviously, I mean, I got out there and pedaled it a little bit, just not knowing what the car was going to do, and get back into it. So I mean, that was probably a 4.0 deal. So I mean, everything's right where it is, and like our wheel speed's better with the gear change, and we've been able to do a lot of what we've been doing with a lot less boost, a lot less timing in it. So I mean, that's all good. That's the converter charge pressure. I mean, a lot of little things that we had all winter and to think about and say, well, maybe if we change this. So I mean, I couldn't be happier. So with how the day went. Obviously, you like this video. There's more of it to come. So we're trying to get all this going. I turned 50 this year, so this is, I'm going to call it like my 50th anniversary run. We're going to try and put a lot of behind the scenes type stuff with us going to the different tracks and basically see the behind the stuff that it takes to basically get a street car to do what we do. Like too many times everybody sees it and they see us make a pass, or there's a video of a pass out there, and it looks effortless. So try and show you the hard part of all the little pieces and moving components that you try and put together to try and make call it a budget racer. I don't know what you want to call it, but call it like a hobby racer, to try and get the stuff together where we're not in this stuff week in and week out. We're running a handful of events every year, and try and show you that part of it so that you can basically see what it takes, and shit, you can go out there and do the same thing. So you'll have all the lessons. So thanks again for watching, and hit the subscribe button, and if you want to see more of this content going forward. Thanks again.